This is how I felt after watching that episode.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I did not like that episode.
No,
It was probably my least favorite episode.
Ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Welcome, we're going to talk about Season 8, Episode 4.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Christina.
And you're watching Game of Tomes.
So, do we want to go through?
Yeah. We'll just start from the top.
Yeah.
It was one disappointing thing after disappointing thing.
Yeah.
And all the things I was enjoying went away.
Yeah.
So it starts out with the pyre.
Yeah.
Jorah's being burned. Well, everybody's being burned. But Dany is sad over Jorah. Sansa was so sad over Theon.
Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised about. Well, I mean, I guess not because, of course, you know, he helped her, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was it Sam or Jon who burned the pyre that Ed was on?
Sam.
No, I thought so.
Yeah.
And then
Jon did Lyanna more months.
That's right. There was one crazy moment when Dany was putting the fire into the pyre, and I was like, is she gonna get in there?
I didn't think that at all.
But I was like, that's ridiculous. She would not do that. It would make no sense.
Jorah!
But it's just like kind of her thing, you know?
Yeah. Fire. Yeah, for sure.
And then we saw Ghost, and Ghost was beat up and like cut.
Yeah, he's like missing part of his ear.
I didn't see that part.
I saw it when we watched the recap, and it had
yeah.
the still of him. But yeah, he was missing part of one ear.
I didn't get the chance to rewatch the show today. I had a really busy day. Usually I like to watch it again and then take notes.
Yeah.
So when we got here, we watched a recap and took notes.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
And it worked out. So the next scene is at the feast hall. Yeah. And I really like how they take every opportunity in these last, like, final episodes to remind you of your first couple of episodes way back in the first season.
I didn't make that connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I just thought that's the last time we've seen it that way, like a feast in that room.
Yeah.
You know?
At Winterfell.
Yeah. And everyone's bummed out because, you know. And then Dany, which I really enjoyed this part, she legitimizes
Gendry
as a true son of Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
gives him Storm's End. I liked it too, but like at the same time, it felt just like totally obvious that she was just playing the game, you know,
doing it for a political move more so than out of the kindness of
and
her
like,
heart.
oh, here, you know, they'll like me now because I did this good thing.
I think that was really reiterated when Tormund was talking to Jon, and like all of them were gathered around him, and she was just sitting there like, you know, they don't love her like they do Jon. They're not like, they wouldn't die for her like they would for Jon, you know? And I think she really realized, like, I'm not their queen.
Her full
in their eyes.
Crazy came out in this episode.
I'm so tired of, like, bad Dany.
Me too.
Mad Dany. Yeah.
Me too, because we've been building up to her being
and like
the best.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like all previously she's cared genuinely about people.
Yes.
And she's tried to do the best for the people.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, this season, especially this episode, she's like, kill them all, I don't care, I want my throne. I'm like,
she almost basically in a roundabout way said those words.
Basically, yeah. That sums up Dany in this one episode.
Yeah.
And it's like,
which is what
it feels out of character for her.
It does. Yeah.
And even Varys pointed out to her and was like, you're gonna do the exact thing you were trying to avoid. Yeah. And she's like, I don't care. I'm so tired. But here's the thing, like, I think they might be playing that up to kind of give her like a redeeming arc at the end of this season. But, like...
That's what I keep thinking. But then also it gets, like...
They're doing it very well, I will say. Mad Dany, they're doing very well because she's extremely dislikable.
Yes.
But it's also, like, I hate that they did that to this extreme. I could understand, like, a little bit, but, like... I don't know if she's ever said anything this whole episode except, my dragons, my throne! And it's just...
When they were standing over the map... And we're just going to go places now.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're kind of just...
I like it. Yeah. When they're standing over the map, and Sansa's like, we should recuperate and get our strength back.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And Jon, I hate Jon in this episode.
I do too.
And even at the end of this episode, when Tyrion and Varys, I love their moments. when they were talking, he was like, yeah, but if they rule together, she's going to
persuade him. She's too strong for him, is what he said.
Like, and I've never felt like John was one to be weak.
But he was in this episode.
Yes.
And see, I mean, Arya said it well when she pointed out that, like, we needed her. I get it, but I don't.
I like how she was the mediator in that conversation.
Yeah, I did too. But it's like, and I told my husband when, jumping back to Dany saying, no, I'm not waiting, basically, I told my husband, I said, I think that's a fatal mistake right there.
Yeah.
Like, and you could see it coming, that foreshadowing or whatever.
And it basically was when they got ambushed.
Okay, and here's another thing that I've read in an article, but points out very well. If she's in the sky, but she couldn't see his ships, but he could see them well enough to shoot her dragons. I mean, I know there's, like, some clouds or whatever, but it just seems really unbelievable.
Yeah.
This whole episode.
I know.
I'm just so irritated because nothing any of these characters did felt within their character arcs.
No.
Or felt within, like, the past 7 seasons that we've gone through with them. I mean,
with the exception of a few.
With the exception of a few. Like, Brienne of Tarth felt very, to me, natural in character or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Jaime, kinda, I guess, like, we all know he's just gonna go kill Cersei. Like, nobody's fooled that, oh, he's gonna go back and save her.
Yeah. Like, he wants to go back and be with her, so because she knows that she's in danger or whatever. And I just hated that so much. And then Brienne's heartbreak. Yeah. And, like, they just got together, people.
Yeah.
I was so sad. Like, he almost had a chance at happiness.
At true happiness with someone who is not going to guilt trip you or
make you do awful, horrible things.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Manipulate?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one thing that we didn't really talk about was Gendry proposing to Arya. I was like, little strong there, bro.
I mean, I get that she didn't take it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I kind of wanted her to.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I really like them together.
I like them together so much.
I think they're perfect for each other. Yeah. I don't know if she said the words, "That's not me," but she did. She did. It reminded me of the moment when she said, "That's not you," to Nymeria in the woods. She said, "Come back with me." And Nymeria goes away, and she's like, "That's not you."
Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good point. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I really want them to be together, but I know they can't, so I get it. But maybe when she's...
Is she gonna die in the South?
I don't know. I hope not. And
I hope not.
I truly do believe it's gonna be Jaime to kill Cersei, not Arya, not anyone else. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, and the Hound is going to kill his brother, and I'm so excited. So the Hound was totally on point and stuff, and that was... Go ahead.
I was going to go back to the feast section.
Yeah, I was too, so...
Okay, and talk about him and Sansa having their conversation together.
Oh, yeah.
I
like them together.
I do, too.
It was a sweet moment.
I like him and Arya, and I like the dynamic between him and Sansa. Mm-hmm. And I liked how he was like, you should have just came with me, and none of that stuff would ever happen to you.
Yeah, that was so sweet.
I would have always just stayed a little bird.
Yeah.
You know, which is what
it makes me really wish someone would call me Little Bird.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'll call you that.
Okay.
Little Bird.
I was going to say we could talk about some of the better points of this episode.
Okay.
And I really thought it was so funny when Tormund wanted Brienne, Jaime cock-blocked him, and then that one was like,
I really love
he can touch me.
One of my favorite Tormund moments was when he's drunk. Is just before that happens. Well, first of all, I love the drinking game that they were playing.
Yeah, I do too. That's cool.
The truth or dare kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like truth or drink or whatever.
Like if I'm right, then
you have to take a drink. Yeah. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
Until it turned awkward.
Very personal, very quickly.
Yeah. But you know, Jaime should have known that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, went to bed with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good information.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tormund comes by and he's like, we did it. He's all drunk and stuff. And he's like, which one of you cowards shit in my pants? We laughed so hard at that. You already talked about when Danny was all kind of jealous over John being the one to get all the
Tormund
attention.
was like at the feast
what he
praising
said,
him.
What he said was,
I saw him ride a dragon. Yeah.
Yes. And then he said only a madman or a king would do that. And the first thing you would think is, oh, so they're going to follow him if he's going to be king. The other thing is, does that make Danny the madman?
Yeah.
That's a little touchy for her.
Yeah. I mean, she was having some serious side eye, and then she leaves, and Varys was sitting there witnessing all of it.
Jaime and Brienne do it. Danny makes John swear not to tell anyone about his true parentage.
And then he's like, okay.
And then he goes and tells Sansa and Arya,
Yeah.
and then Sansa's immediately like, hey, Tyrion, what if there's someone else? Which just proves...
You knew Sansa was going to say something, though, because she does not like Dany.
No.
And obviously neither does Arya. I saw this meme where it's all of them talking about Dany. It said the Beatles talking to John Lennon about Yoko Ono.
That's fun. I really like that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that whole scene I really liked. I did like that Arya was trying to be a mediator in that situation because Sansa was her and John were obviously like on such different ends of the scale there. And Bran was just sitting there the whole time like, it's your choice.
It's up to you.
And then John's like, okay, you tell them. It's like, what a cop-out.
Right.
But, I mean, that's one thing that is in John's nature, though, is to tell his family everything. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, there was no way he wasn't going to tell them, you know? Yeah. And that's one thing that I did feel was in character because he's always been so big on his family. And so that scene, I was like, yeah, of course he's going to tell them. Mm-hmm. But then at the scene over the map where he sides with Dany, without even trying to, I feel like normally he would try and like find
a common
ground.
Yes.
Or an agreement.
Right.
No. He was just straight up.
And Speaking of side eyes,
he was a jerk about it.
Speaking of side eyes, he was all giving her sharp looks. Yeah. I did not like that.
No, I didn't either. That felt very out of character.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then Bronn shows up and threatens. This was another out of character thing.
I hated that scene.
I hated it too.
Because again, that felt so out of character for Bronn. Because when Cersei first gave him the bow and arrow, or the, what do you call it, whatever, it shoots arrows. Crossbow.
Uh-huh. It's all good.
When she gave him the crossbow, I was like, there's no way, because, like, they're friends, they're buds. Because Bronn was always, I'm for the money, and then he was like, oh, friends.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And then now he's like, nope, money.
And I expect Highgarden.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he's going to get.
No, I don't think so either, but what a disappointment. Yeah.
Also, I had heard this before, but I forgot. The actor who plays Bronn and Lena Headey, aka Cersei, they used to date, and they
used to be married, and it's in their clause that they refused to shoot a scene together. They used to be married, and I guess it did not end
I didn't know they were married. That's funny.
I think they were married.
So I think that's why he was in Winterfell and stayed there.
Yeah, and why it's like, I'll just find you later. Because the writers are like, crap. Well, we can't have Cersei talk to him. Okay, send Qyburn. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send Qyburn, that's exactly right.
That's what she does all the time. Yeah, I did not like this episode.
No. Mm-mm. Speaking of bad episode, Jon says goodbye to Sam and Gilly. Gilly's pregnant.
You called that. I'm pretty sure in our first discussion, you were like, didn't she seem a little chubbier to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely called that.
Yeah. And then he says not goodbye.
He says not a word.
Just a little pat would have been, you know, like, I get the fact that he wants Ghost to be in the wild where he should be
happy.
But it's like, I feel like it's just because
they built up the direwolf so much
in the first episodes.
Yeah.
And it's so prevalent in the books. Like, it's such an important part.
And then now it's like, he doesn't even say bye to him.
He's like in the corner. Now he like just happens to be running with the Dothraki. Then he just happens to be standing there during the pyre scene. And then, he's gonna go and I'll just look at him.
Weren't we promised to be, that Ghost would be a lot more prevalent in this season?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely more prevalent than
Might
season
just be
7.
what someone said. Well, it's just, again,
Nymeria never came.
Seems so out of character.
Bridgerton.
You're not even gonna be like, what a good boy. Thanks for helping us. I mean, not like he was like that, but I mean, think of when he was at Castle Black. Ghost was such a huge part of like him and being with him, and like when he first encountered the first White Walker there, Ghost was in one. I mean,
it's infuriating.
So angry. These are my angry motions.
Okay. The one time I was completely shocked and just my jaw hit the floor was when Rhaegal got...
Yeah. I didn't expect that either. When he first got shot, I was like, where was that from? Who did that? I forgot about Euron, though.
Right, well, she did too.
Again, how does she not see them down there? Multiple ships. Also, my husband made the comment of, when did they get time to mass produce these things?
Yeah,
Those huge, and I was like, well, when you're not fighting in the long night, I guess you got time to make huge crossbows.
All of this stuff, I'm sure, happened. Like, I feel like they're just giving us the highlights. Yeah. It's like one event, and then we see the next event, and then we see the next event. Yeah. And there's not, like, we don't see any of the travel time that we used to.
There was a lot of things in this episode that happened off screen, as far as, like, Bran telling Sansa and Arya.
Oh, I hated that.
We didn't get to see the reactions.
Yeah.
And then Missandei being captured, we didn't actually see that actually happening. And I feel like normally we could have or would have.
Right.
But it definitely feels kind of like, oh no, we've only got so much more to go now. Highlights.
Yeah.
That's which is like fine, but like, I feel like the details is what makes it.
I do too. Then we see Cersei for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
She tells Euron that she's got his baby, which is hilarious because then Tyrion is like, hey, remember, I know you got a baby. And so...
You love your children above all.
I'm sure Euron's going to be like, how do you figure that out? He's like doing math and stuff in his brain. I don't know. Yeah, he's going to find out.
Do you think she really is pregnant?
Yes.
But with Jaime's?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really was debating on whether, like, when she first said that she was pregnant in season 7, I was like, no, she's not. But I'm like, ooh, I don't know about it.
Yeah, no, I believe that she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought that she was lying. But I know a lot of people did, and I understand, like, that.
It was like a convenient plot point at that time when she announced it. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I don't know about it.
Gotcha. Also, she lets in everybody, all the subjects into the keep, and so
for
it's
their
like,
protection.
But she knows it's for her protection.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, she's gonna have to come and mow down all these people to get to me. Which...
Smart strategy, though.
I don't know why she would have to kill, like, everyone inside.
Well, to get into the... See, but... And
it's
here's
not like
the thing,
people are taking up arms.
Yeah, and the people are going to be like, whoa, you got a dragon, like, go ahead. Right. You know? I don't see them being like, no, our queen. They don't like Cersei.
They've got to take out all the people. I mean, so many spears. Like, how are they going to not... How is Drogon... I'm worried for Drogon.
I know.
I'm worried for Drogon.
Yeah, especially after... Rhaegal is dead. Viserion is dead. Like, her baby. Okay, I will say one thing in defense for Dany. I do feel bad for her, though, because her whole life she's been working towards this one goal, and she was very, like, caring towards everyone and people and whatever. And now it's like she's got nothing. She's lost her dragons by taking up this fight with Jon that she didn't care. Her Dothraki that were there from the beginning
are just out like that.
Half are unsullied, basically. More than half what it looks like.
Was that all of them?
I don't know. If that was all of them, I would imagine not.
I felt like it wasn't.
There's no way that's all of... Well, they did say like half were gone when they were in the map room, right?
Oh. And
so I would imagine there is more than that. But yeah... Her standing there with a few unsullied, it was like...
Little bitty baby.
okay.
Also, it felt weird when we were at King's Landing, just to look at the castle and like the lay of the land. It didn't seem like it's just like, oh, this is the side of the castle I've never seen before. It was just really weird.
Yeah. Also, they were all right there, so like Cersei could have just killed them all.
You know what? She could have.
I mean, it's not like they don't have these big giant crossbows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, her dragon would have still been alive, but it's not like they don't have giant crossbows. I don't know. It's just weird.
This was
a weird episode.
The saddest episode ever.
Yeah.
I hate that. Maybe next episode is going to be better.
I don't know. Well, and then, of course, Tyrion standing there trying to make peace with her, and then she's just like, any last words?
Oh, yeah. I hate her so much.
And then Missandei is like, burn it down!
Yeah! Yeah, I like that.
I did like Dany's, Emilia Clarke's acting. Like, she looked, her pissed
her
off.
snarl?
And you could tell, like, she was, like, shaking. She was so angry. She did that perfect, I think.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't like the way they portrayed her character in this episode, of course, but that was... Her acting has always been really great.
I do enjoy watching her.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Have you heard this? Some people don't like her?
You know, I've seen, like, her outside when she's talking about Game of Thrones and stuff, like, out of character. She's like, whoa! Yeah. She's, like, so...
Like, bubbly
and upbeat and just, like, whoa, cool, awesome!
Yeah.
And we're not like, what? It threw us off when we were watching, like, I think one of the behind-the-scenes thing, and she was like, I read the script, and I was like, oh, that's awesome! We were like, what? Dany? But it's really cool. You can tell that she really is, like, a true fan, and, you know. Yeah. Right. No, I like her. I think she's cool. Me too. I love Sansa,
I love new Sansa, too. This season Sansa is so good.
Oh, yeah. I was actually talking about the actress who...
Oh, yes.
What is... I don't know her name.
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner. I think she's hilarious outside of Game of Thrones.
I haven't seen a bunch of hers.
I really, really like her a lot.
But the stuff I have seen, I do like.
Yeah. But, no, Sansa, I will say, like, I've definitely come around to Sansa, and she's probably one of my favorite characters this season.
Yeah.
Because she's, like, the only level-headed person. It just drives me crazy.
You know, there were some issues with the last episode, just as far as plot and what we've been working towards and whatever. But all that being said, like, I loved and enjoyed, I was, like, super entertained by episode 3, season 8.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But this one.
No. Speaking of Sansa, though, I'd like to talk about Tyrion talking to her and trying to tell her, like, you'll be the power in the north. And Sansa's like, I don't care.
Yeah. I really like their exchange.
I don't trust the queen.
Yeah. And she's like, why her? You know? And I don't think he gave her a real good answer. Mm-mm. And I feel like he could have listed all of her great deeds previously. Yeah. I think he dropped the ball there.
That's the thing, too, on this article I read about disappointing things in this episode, is that Tyrion and Varys kind of turn on her a little bit, and it's like they're supposed to be her, like, loyal, trusted advisors, and I understand that, like, she's making a mistake and they're going to tell her that, but especially Tyrion being with her for quite a while and seeing her as a person, like her character, and seeing how different she is now, and he's not as quickly as Varys turning on her, but he's, you know.
In my view, Tyrion, he still wants her to be queen, but he's starting to see.
Maybe she's not the best option.
Because, I mean, they're supposed to be, you know, her trusted advisors in there for her, but Varys is for the realm.
The realm, which I thought was great. I loved when he said that.
The mistake that she's making is one of massive proportions. Yeah. Killing everyone in King's Landing.
Ruining it. I mean,
is a terrible idea.
Utterly destroying it.
Then she will be a tyrant. And when would it end?
Yeah. Because she's been like, I'm here to save them from Cersei. But Varys said it so well. She's turning into the exact thing that she is here to defeat.
in order for her to be the one on the throne, she's gonna have to do a complete 180.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't either. I still don't have a guess on who's going to sit on the throne.
Me neither.
I don't think it's going to be Danny. I don't think it's going to be John.
I've always wanted it to be John.
Yeah.
But John doesn't want that life.
Yeah.
And I don't want it for him.
Yeah, and especially in this episode, he was kind of really a pushover.
He was, which was surprising and
that's
weird.
not good. You know who I actually think, as of this episode, would make a great person to sit on the throne? Sansa.
She would.
I mean, really.
She would.
Yeah.
I would not be mad.
Because I will say, even as much as you can tell that she truly dislikes Danny, she really does it in a very, like... She doesn't attack her or say anything out of line. Yeah. She keeps herself in check a lot. Mm-hmm. And, you know...
I'm up for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you going from hating Wet Blanket Sansa.
Yeah, I hated her.
And now you're like, I want her on the throne.
Yeah, I kind of do, actually. I think she would
character arcs.
Yeah.
She would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we've done this. Starbucks.
Yeah. The coffee cup.
It was Santa's.
Yeah.
It was Sophie Turner's.
Yep.
That's funny.
Sophie. I saw a lot of people who were like, oh, well, if they lightened up their scene, maybe they would have been able to tell it was there.
Oh.
Because everybody last episode was complaining that it was so dark.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I did say who I want to sit on the throne then. I guess it's Sansa, which is actually really surprising, but I can't see Arya sitting on the throne. I mean, she
won't even get married. She's not going to be
she's like the assassin. She's the one, you know, to serve out the justice.
Yeah.
But I can see Sansa being like very level-headed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right then.
I like it.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Probably not.
But it'd be okay with us.
As of right now, I'm like, wow, you're like the best option. Which I don't mean that in a bad way.
I know.
Because she has come so far.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let us know what you thought about this episode.
Yeah. Probably the same. If you're the majority of people.
Probably, yeah.
If not, that's cool. I want to hear why you enjoyed it. You know?
Yeah.
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 I mean, play the devil's advocate for sure, because I would like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. When you play the game of tones,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. Social media links in the description below.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye.
Bye.